my name is Sai and welcome to my channel. My hair looks rough today, we're gonna ignore it, okay? Today I'm going to finally be reviewing my top K-pop songs of the past year of 2020. I'm not gonna lie, 2020 had some bangers. A lot of really amazing groups debuted. I think girl groups killed it in 2020, but that's just me. I have a whole list here. This is going to be my second time ever making a video like this. If you would like to check out my 2019 list, I will link it somewhere here. And I'm going to do some runner-ups, some honorable mentions, and then get into my top 10 list. Much like last year, my qualifications that I set upon myself for this final list were they had to be Korean title tracks. Just if I listened to it so much over the year, if I danced to it, you know, drew to it, imagined music videos to it, just something that had a really big impact on my year of 2020. Before we get into the top 10 list though, I'm going to roll a reel of just a bunch of songs that I loved this past year. The music videos aren't necessarily why I loved a video so much, but sometimes that does play a really big role for me. I'm super inspired by music videos. So without further ado, let's roll the reel of some of the other title tracks that I absolutely adored in 2020, and then we'll come back and get into the top 10. Hi guys, Editing Sai here with my brand new microphone, by the way. I just wanted to hop on and say really quick that I noticed while I was editing, I definitely left out a lot of comebacks from 2020, but that's just because there was a period of time, especially in the fall, that I kind of fell out of the music for a little bit and was listening to other stuff. So, and I just had to include the stuff that was really memorable to me in 2020. Otherwise, this video would be super, super long, so I apologize. I hope you understand, and let's get back to the video. All right, how do we feel? Do we love it? Do we hate it? What do we think? And before I dive into the top 10, like last year, I do have an honorable mention. This is my honorable mention because it would have been in the top 10, but I couldn't choose which song I liked the best out of this group. If you guys follow me on Twitter or any other social media, you know that Meki is one of my top bias groups. I love them. I've been standing them since debut. I love their music. And every single thing that Meki put out in 2020 was perfect. I love Dazzle Dazzle. I think it's just so much fun. It's got one of the best bridges I've ever heard. I love the styling and the aesthetic of the video. I think if I had to pick one, it would be Oopsie. I love that song. It reminds me a lot of this past summer. And then obviously Cool is like god tier. Just the outfits and the dance and the video and their charisma and just ugh. If you've never listened to their music, please go check them out because they are so good and deserve so much more attention. I wanted to put them in my top 10, but I literally could not choose between the three which one I really liked the best because they all have something about each of them, these title tracks, that make them so incredible. Okay, let's get into the top 10. Coming in at number 10 for me was Dun Dun by EVERGLOW. I definitely grew to really love and appreciate EVERGLOW this past year. I still don't like know too much about them to consider myself a stan, but I've really grown fond of their music. I listened to Dun Dun so much and I did learn the whole choreography. It's also the title track that got me to really like EVERGLOW's music and stuff, so I'm including it in here because it was one of the first songs of 2020 that I really listened to and would like jam to every single day. Yeah, I love those girls' charisma and their stage presence and everything. I think they're super talented. Okay, coming in at number 9, I lied to you guys, and we have a tie for number 9. This was really hard for me to choose between, so I decided to include both of these songs as my number 9. We have Boy by Treasure and Criminal by Taemin. Okay, first of all, we're gonna talk about Taemin first. Criminal is a perfect song. You cannot tell me otherwise. I love absolutely everything about it. Just everything about it was just so impressive and it's so catchy and I just listened to it so much, so I had to include it on this list. And then Treasure, dude, came in and snuck up out of nowhere for 2020 for me. I mentioned before that I had heard of Treasure Box, or was it YG Treasure Box was the show that they did? Yeah, but I didn't watch it and I didn't know anything about Treasure and I had no intention of like standing them or listening to their music. But I heard Boy for like 2 seconds in like a game video and I was like, what is this? And then I went and watched it and instantly fell in love. Like first listen, I was hooked. Obviously everything else they put out in 2020 was really impressive and I did really enjoy, but Boy just absolutely takes the cake for me. Coming in at number 8, you all saw this coming, you all knew this was gonna be in my top 10. It's Home Run by 17. I chose Home Run over Left and Right just because I think Home Run is one of 17's best title tracks. I think it really shows their color and their style super well as a group. It shows their vocal capabilities and it shows how versatile they are. It's just so much fun, and I just feel like it's a perfect song to like end the year with and ring in a new year with and to like celebrate and party with. I just loved everything about this era. The styling was immaculate. They just looked so clean and so professional and so like stylish and cool. Yeah, Home Run's addicting. I also love the bridge. It's one of my favorite bridges, like just kind of the year, I guess you could say. And what Cyan Vlogs video would it be if I didn't talk about 17? So there you go. Coming in at number 7 is Feel Good by Promise 9. You all know how I feel about this song if you watched my reaction video to this comeback. Just absolutely incredible. Promise 9 is my favorite girl group. I love them an insane amount, and this was their first comeback in a really long time, and they absolutely killed it. They just nailed it. I can't even explain the emotions that song makes me feel. It makes me so happy. It makes me want to get up and dance. I think this was a perfect comeback for them. And the entire album that they released too was like so solid. Weather is now one of my favorite Promise 9 songs, like period. It just has a very special place in my heart. It's super summery. It's just so fun and so sweet. And I love Promise 9. And if you haven't seen my reaction to it, you should go check it out. It did like really well for some reason. Coming in at number 6, we have Coming in at number 6, we have God's Menu by Stray Kids. I love this song so much. I did really enjoy Backdoor as well, but God's Menu just was on repeat from the day it came out. I just think it's so much fun. It's so like, oh, sick and powerful and like, oh, you know what I mean? I'm like so bad at explaining why I like things. I'm just like, music good, bass go boom boom, yes. But yeah, God's Menu. I love Stray Kids music. I think everything they put out is so solid, and this is definitely one of their most impressive title tracks. I don't really have like too much to say about this song. I'm so sorry. It's just without like talking about everything, like the dance and the outfits in the video, because obviously everything was so solid this era. But yeah, just God's Menu was god tier, dare I say it. Coming in at number 5, we have Nonstop by ONEWE. I love this song so much. It is just so fun. It's so upbeat. I love ONEWE's music. I used to be a really big fan of them back in 2016, but just, you know, kind of fell out as you do with things, but I loved this comeback. It's so catchy. The chorus is so fun. I love Mimi's rap break. She's my favorite member, and every time I hear the intro to the song, I just get so pumped. I just know it's about to be such a good time. This is another song that I would love to learn the choreography to. I loved watching all their live stages this era. So yes, that was my number 5. I listened to this song so much in 2020. All right, next up on the list, coming in at number 4, you also probably saw this one coming. You knew this was gonna be on the list somewhere. It is Reveal by the Boyz. Again, what kind of Cyan Vlogs video would it be if I didn't talk about the Boyz at least once? I loved Reveal. Everything about it. Literally everything about Reveal era. I also want to say that I think that the Reveal album was my favorite album of 2020 as well. Just a solid comeback, solid styling, album, video, stages, choreography, everything. Again, if you watched my reaction to it at the time, you know how much I loved it. I just think it's so catchy. I love the intro to the song. It just gets me hooked right away. And I love how the end of the song is kind of like a different chorus than the rest of it. Yeah, just incredible. Such an amazing title track. I love Reveal. Coming in at number 3 was Hold by WONNIE. This song just totally captured my heart. I love it so much. I really love this style of music, and the video is just so much fun. This one just absolutely grabbed me immediately after the first listen. This song is just so easy to sing along to, and like the chorus is just so much fun. Again, I don't really have too much to say about this one. I just really loved this song. I listened to it so many times, so I just really wanted to put it very high up on the list because I think it's incredible and perfect and I love it. Number 2 on the list, my second favorite song of all of 2020 was WANNABE by ITZY. You guys already know I love ITZY. I love them so much, and WANNABE just blew me away. The choreography is obviously killer. That's another dance that I did actually learn too. It was one of my favorite dances to learn. It's so fun. The main thing I just love about ITZY is how empowering their songs are. You can listen to any of their title tracks, especially the title tracks, and like just feel ready to go, and like, oh, WANNABE is no exception to that at all. I feel like this one really gets me pumped up and makes me feel like I can do everything and conquer anything in the world. I love the chorus, I love the dance break, I love the instrumental in the dance break too. Just, I can't even tell you how many times I listened to it when it came out. I like the first time I watched it, my jaw was just like on the floor. I was like, this is stunning, just everything about it. Now, finally, number 1 on the list, the one you've all been waiting for. My favorite song of 2020 was definitely End of Spring by WONNIE. I wish I had been recording the first time I ever heard this song because it was so dramatic. The day that I found WONNIE was like 4 in the morning on like some weekend. I had like woken up in the middle of the night and couldn't fall back asleep. I'd gotten really into ONEWE over the summer because of Road to Kingdom, and I'd heard of WONNIE and was like, oh, I'll check them out really quick. The first video recommended was End of Spring, so I watched it, and when I tell you, I was freaking out when I first heard this song and watched this video. I can't even explain to you the emotions that I felt the first time and that I continue to feel every single time I hear that song. It's like just totally my style of music. I just think they did such an incredible job of mixing their band sound with that EDM style. I didn't even realize it was gonna be what it was when I first started, and then when that bass dropped in the first like chorus hit and the instrumental kicked in, and I was just like gasping for air. I was at my old apartment actually, and it was part of when I was moving out of there. And so I was driving back home the next morning, and it's about an hour and 20-minute drive, and I listened to End of Spring on repeat the whole drive home. And that song is what got me super into that band, which WONNIE is just my favorite thing overall from 2020. I'm so glad I just like randomly checked it out on a whim. It totally changed my year. It made my year so amazing. I love that band so much. They're one of my favorite groups right now. I just absolutely had to put that song on my list. It was my most listened to song of 2020, so it's definitely my number 1. And that's the entire list. How do we feel? I would really love to know what some of your favorite songs of 2020 were, so please leave them down in the comments below. They can be anything you want to talk about. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, please like it. It really helps me out, and consider subscribing if you're new here. I mentioned this in my last video, but if you didn't know, I have a gaming channel now. I will link it down below, so go check that out if you're interested in some gaming stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!